you ever heard the Ballad of Mallory Dane? If not, you're in luck. I'm going to share it with you. It's a tale of epic proportions detailing the heroic adventures of a courageous warrior who saved the world countless times. He piloted through dangerous threats and moments of dire circumstances and managed to acquire a rather impressive list of enemies, including corrupt politicians, evil sorcerers, demonic cults, and even extraterrestrial forces. By the time Mallory was an old man, he had been lauded as the world's greatest hero time and time again. But like any good story, it's best to start at the beginning. Let me take you back, decades even, to the year 1985 AC, after Katrina. Young Mallory was only a teenager, enjoying a summer camping trip with his friends. His best friends were Sully, who he had known since early childhood, and Emmett, who came along a few years later. All three of them enjoyed comic books, video games, fantasy novels, science fiction movies, and other geeky activities, but this camping trip was a chance for them to get out and see nature. Sitting in front of a fire, roasting marshmallows under a starry night sky while joking around, this was a positive experience for them, a break from the hustle and bustle of big city life and from their studies at school. They kept each other entertained with stories around the campfire, from scary ghost stories to tales of epic adventure. What seemed like a perfectly normal night was about to be completely upended when they noticed a mysterious woman spying on them from a tree at the edge of their campsite. She came over and introduced herself as Selena, and she was a teenager like them. She explained that she was lost in the woods after running away from home, away from her oppressive father. He had treated her like a prisoner, controlling every facet of her life while claiming it was all for her own good. The boys sympathized with her plight, and Mallory offered her his chair by the fire. She explained what it was like to live a life of conformity and expressed her excitement in being able to finally see the outside world. Sully decided it was time to turn in for the night, and soon Emmett followed him. But Mallory and Selena stayed up for quite some time talking.
Imblipa, Onchinibi, Turu, Henbei, Murafon Gurgadon, Zoya, Gabafa Asbuk, Monzo, Hipwa Quexel Plus, Finva, Febine Macaner, Jabini Nobe.
Mallory and Selena engaged in deep, meaningful conversation. They both began to realize they were rather drawn to each other, but she feared he would reject her if he ever learned her secret, the truth about her lineage. He could tell she felt nervous and was holding something back, so he assured her that he would not judge her if she needed someone to talk to. At first she said it was just anger at her father, but then she decided, even though she hadn't known him very long, she trusted Mallory enough to tell him her secret, so she pulled him to the side. She revealed that she was Faeborn, descended from an ancient magical bloodline. Of course, Mallory thought she was joking at first and he did not believe her. However, she found a way to convince him. The sudden appearance of magical energy had a profound effect on Mallory, boosting his stamina and eliciting a heightened sense of environmental awareness. Selena noticed this and immediately deduced that he must have remnants of mana sensitivity from a Fae ancestor. Although internally fearing parental reprisal, she cast a spell to bring Mallory's inner power to the surface, and his magical aura burst to life around him. Intrigued at the prospect of learning to wield spells himself, Selena agreed to train Mallory, but that would happen in the morning. Luckily, they had a spare tent in the van, which they had set up for Selena to sleep in, and the two decided to turn in for the night, waking up bright and early the next morning to begin their training.
On 'em up. Yaviate. Bonkus. Dumasi. Neo.
Mallory's first set of duels ended in defeat, quite a number of times. Soon, Sully and Emmett woke up, and they came out to see what was going on, and soon learned the truth about Selena as well. They, of course, accepted her. Although untrained, Mallory had a raw potential Selena had never seen before. She questioned Mallory about his parentage, but he said his father seemed like a normal person. His mother, however, had died when he was very young, so perhaps she was from one of the surviving bloodlines. She provided a brief history lesson, explaining that the magical bloodlines had once been much more prominent, but were hunted to the point of near extinction by the Paladin Order. Today there was only a handful of families left, each headed by a Lord Speaker, one of which was her father. Selena coached him on proper mana control and was rather surprised how quickly he was grasping it. It was almost as if he had some ancient knowledge embedded in his ancestral bloodline. Mallory was absolutely thrilled to be learning magic. He felt invigorated, he felt strong, he felt incredible. This was epic. A few days later, the boys began packing up to head home, agreeing to bring Selena with them. She refused to return home to her father and wanted to see more of the outside world, and off they went. After they left the forest, something strange appeared. A temporal displacement field? A time traveler? Doesn't he look familiar?
Yeah, froze.